Yo, what's up guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of the SoRare Road to Glory, where in today's episode we're going to talk about the best trading and investment methods that I use during April. If you guys are interested in signing up to SoRare, there is a referral link down below. Once signing up and winning 5 cards on the bidding market, you will win yourself a free tradable limited card. Please don't overpay to get these free cards. They're only worth on average about £2 to £7, but it's a nice bonus after winning 5 cards. Top of that, you do have to be 18 to play SoRare because it is real life money and that money is there to be lost as well as is there to be won. And finally, if you guys are interested in watching some trading and investing, I do stream it over on my Twitch every day from about 6:30, 7 PM. So what the first method and the main trading method you want to be doing on SoRare is called the Autobuyer method. Now the Autobuyer method is where we take advantage of auto buyers and basically use them to find people who are going to list up cards for cheap. So, for example, if you want to go and find the auto buyers, everyone that I follow is either a very active trader or an auto buyer, but your main auto buyers are Bologna, SpongeBob, Arizola, Penguin Trader, and Arctic. These are the 5 auto buyers. The rest of the people are just very active traders. Again, you can just see who I'm following to see. Now, the reason you want to go and follow the auto buyers is because what does an auto buyer buy? An auto buyer buys a card that is listed for very cheap instantly. So, here's my little diagram. So what happens is there is a player, okay? There is a player, and what this player does is they list up a card for very cheap. Now again, we will never be able to win this because the auto buyer is so fast that he is always going to win the player that is listed. There we go. So we're never going to be able to beat the auto buyer. We'll never be able to, because it takes way, they're way too fast. But what I can do is I can go and see, on SoRare, which is really nice, you can go and see who won what off of who. So I can see that the auto buyer won that card off of Sir Cyrus James. So even though I couldn't go and win that card, because the auto buyer is always going to win that card, what I can do is I can go to the auto buyer, I can go and see, okay, who did you win this player off of? Okay, you went and won this player off of this guy. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and send this guy a trade offer before he lists up another card for way too cheap to that auto buyer. So basically what I'm doing is I'm intercepting deals before he lists them for the auto buyer. Now let's go and pick a player. Now ideally what you want to do is pick a relatively cheap player. Let's go and pick Nathaniel Satini. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to a site called SoRare Data and I'm going to go and type in Nathaniel Satini. What this is going to do is it's going to show me what he's been selling for. We'll go look at the monthly data. So the monthly data is about £3.70. £4, £4.20. We can see it's on a downwards trend, so yeah, I probably want to pay, or just kind of work out the average. The average I'd say is probably about going to be about £3.70 to £4. So what you want to do is you want to take off either 20% or £1, whichever is, I guess, higher. So what do you want to do? He sells for about £4. 20% would be 80p. Well, £1's higher than 80p, so I'm going to try and get it for £1 cheaper. So I'm going to presume I can send it for £4.30. I'm going to go and send over a trade offer for £3. And then what you want to do is you want to head to the next person. And then you want to go, so you then want to head over to SpongeBob. Let's go and see what cards has he just won. Brilliant, he's just won this card. Who's he won him off of? This guy. Perfect. So what we're going to do is, before he lists up another card, let's go and see. He's already listed him up, but he might give me a good deal on him. So you've got Kyato Mori. You have to bear in mind as well, this is the new season card. We're then going to go and type his name on SoRare Data. We're going to see what's he been going for. Now, you kind of do want to ignore the blue data. The blue data is bids, and people normally overpay on bids. So he doesn't really have any data on the market. I'll be honest, he's sold on for £7, but the cheapest on the market is £3. So, you don't really have too much to work with. We could maybe presume he goes for about £2. So what we'll do, we'll probably go and send him over a quid offer. And yeah, if we win him, that's great. Now, what you do is, if you win one deal off the person, so let's say, we went and sent him an offer for one of his players, and they accepted it. What we do is we then go and send over a deal for all the players. You don't go and send over a deal for all the players instantly because you'll run out of money way too fast. What you try and do is pick a player who's like £1 to £3, and then send them an offer, and then go to the next person. Because otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to be waiting very long for them to respond. And again, your win rate is probably about 1 in 15 to 1 in 20 cards. As in, you send over 15 trade offers before you get one person accepting. Now, again, you've got to understand this is real life money. People are, they're not overly, free giving with their money. So you just could be very, very patient. But when you hit, you can hit really, really well. In terms of, sometimes I've had about 50 quid's profit, all I had to do is got one person accept. I then sent over a trade offer for all these cards, won them all, and made like £40, £50. You know, plenty of times I've made £20 to £30. So it's all about almost finding a buy and then running with it. And this is my main trading method. What I will basically do is I'll go over here, I'll refresh it. The best way to refresh is go like that. I then go to the next person, see if they've won anything, I refresh it. Then go to the next person, refresh it. Then go to the next person, refresh it, and then I'll go back to the beginning. And I'll just do this over and over again. But what I personally do is load up all 33 profiles. But if you want the most efficient, you just go with the Autobuyers. So that's the main way that I would trade in April. Now what I'm going to do is get underway with how I'm investing in April. Is investing going off of the new tournaments. Now, there's brand new tournaments, and these tournaments are a Specialist Limited League and Underdog League. And what these tournaments need, normally, they've changed the requirements a little bit here, is they need 2 players under 40, with a under 40 average of the last 15 games. And here you need 5 players with an under 40 of the last 15 games. This means that there is very, very high demand for players with under 40 in the last 15 games, but a high score in the last 5 games. Basically means they're off form for the last 2 months, but on form for the last month, but they fit under the criteria. And these players have become very, very expensive. If I can go and show you some examples, we've got the likes of, if we can go and find Vega, there we go. It's down a little bit at the moment, but this guy absolutely skyrocketed. He went from £5, and then he went all the way up there to £25, then he went to 18, and he's dropped as of deadline ending. But this guy's become very, very expensive. Now, how do you, why is he expensive? Well, he's expensive because his L5 is over 50, and his L15 is under 40. So how are you going to find these investments? Is you're going to go to Player Finder, and then you're going to go and put this filter in right here. So L15, just going to go put the decisives in all round to everything. The SO5, you're going to put this maximum to 40. There we go. Because as I said, the highest L15 you can have is 40. Going to tick both of these off all round. We're just going to go and put these to maximums. There you go. If it was a little easier, that'd be great. And we're going to go and put the SO5 from 47 to, as high as possible. And what you're going to do is you're going to go and put week 260 in. 260, 262, 264. Basically the games that happen on the weekend. There we go. And we're going to go and search. And what we're going to do is we should get 32 players popping up. There we go. Now, what you're looking for is you are looking for brand new players emerging in this filter. So players will come into this filter when they've had a good, decent game, but they haven't had, that good of a, last 3 months. And as you can see, all these players in the filter at the moment are quite expensive. And that's because these guys are really useful. So what you're doing with this method is you are waiting till people play games, because obviously we are at the moment in the middle of a game week. So if we can go here, we can see all the games that are being played. There we go, all these games being played. These ones are live, and all of these are being played. Well, as these are played, what's going to happen is people are going to get scores that they fill into this filter. And what you want to do is, ideally, before the players become too inflated, you want to buy these players, because what's going to happen is they're going to go into high demand going into the next deadline, which is the next Friday. Now, you need to sell these players before deadline. I'd recommend Wednesday to Thursday. Pretty safe time. If you're selling on Wednesday and you're struggling on Wednesday, you've got Thursday. If you wait till Thursday to sell, you've only got Thursday and the morning of Friday, which is not very fun to sell on from experience. So, I'd look at selling on the Wednesday from personal experience. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm just going to keep refreshing this maybe every half an hour, see if there's any new players that fit into the filter. As long as they aren't too inflated, I'm going to go and buy them, and then I'm going to sell them next Thursday when there should be good demand. I can literally show you, all of these players have had a really big rise. You can see right here, this guy went from 18, and he peaked up here at 29. I can go for this guy, Carlos Cueta, who went from 20 to 23. So what you need to do is you need to be catching them, here. You need to be catching them at the beginning and then selling them on Thursday. Or Wednesday, sorry. But that is going to be how I'm personally investing at the moment. Now, what I've done at the moment is I've kind of gambled on a few players playing well. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 investments. And these are just players who actually aren't quite in this filter, but I think could be in this filter. So this is, I've kind of invested a little bit differently to how I'm showing. How I'm showing is after them having a good game. What I've done is bought some players who are actually a little bit lower. So they're something like 40 to 45, where these cards aren't worth much, but all it takes is a good game and they'll be up in those, those 47s pluses. You can see that these are like £2, but all it'll take is a good game and, they'll end up hitting a higher score. So that is what but this is even more complicated, so there's a previous video on this if you want to check this out. But that is going to be it. So hopefully this has helped you guys with investing and trading during April. Any questions, just leave them in the YouTube comment section, or I do stream this from 7 every day. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.